My name is Elizabeth Glines, and today I'm going to present A Sign of the Times, a graphic look at how Times Beach in St. Louis, Missouri became a ghost town. In this presentation, we're going to cover project objectives, what happened at Times Beach, how did toxic levels of dioxin end up at Times Beach, how much did it cost, how toxic was the dioxin at Times Beach, and how long does dioxin stay in the body? And then we'll review with a summary. In this presentation, we will review the events leading to the disincorporation of Times Beach, the economic cost of saving money, how toxic dioxin came to Times Beach, the toxicity and severity of dioxin. So what happened at Times Beach? Well, there's a lot to cover in this slide, but it all starts where Times Beach was founded as a summer resort. By 1970, Times Beach was no longer a summer resort, but a small town of low to middle income residents. It couldn't afford to pave its dusty dirt roads, so it hired Russell Bliss to spray waste oil on all of their 23 miles of roads. Well, a lot happened in between, and by 1985, all 2,000 residents had to be evacuated. For 2 years, in 96 and 97, the government removed 265,000 tons of contaminated soil, and by 1999, Times Beach was completely disincorporated and Route 66 State Park opened in its place. So how much did this all cost? Well, you'll see in blue, that will be the cost of how much it would be to pave 23 miles of road and the continuing maintenance. So had Times Beach had $4.6 million, they would have paid that up front, and then every 10 years, about $10,000 for maintenance. Instead, in green is what you see actually happened. Times Beach paid Russell Bliss $2,400 to spray down the roads, and by 1983, $36.7 million had to be paid by the EPA to buy out the town. And by 1997, almost $200 million was paid by the EPA for the total cleanup of the town and to turn it into a park. So how did these toxic levels of dioxin end up in Times Beach? Well, Hoffman Taff initially produced Agent Orange for the Vietnam War and was left with a holding tank with dioxin sediment. Hoffman Taff was later sold to Syntex, which acquired all assets, including the holding tank. In the meantime, Syntex contracted Nampaco to make hexachlorophene, of which dioxin is a component. Further down the line, IPC offered to take the contents of the holding tank to a hazardous waste site, but instead they contracted Russell Bliss to dispose of the material. How toxic was the dioxin at Times Beach? Well, Times Beach soil had more concentrated levels of dioxin than that detected in U.S. veterans who sprayed Agent Orange in Vietnam. And dioxin stays in the body for 7 years, so its effects are long-term. In summary, combination of poverty, ignorance, and corruption and corporation dishonesty led to the destruction of Times Beach. The cost of the toxic spill caused by the spraying ended up being much more than the original cost of paving the road. Hoffman Taff made Agent Orange for the Vietnam War and did not safely dispose of the waste material. And dioxin is a highly dangerous toxin. Here's the reference slide of all the sources that were used in this presentation. Thank you.